Hey guys, it's Leo Stargazer. Today is Sunday, August 13th, and I'm here with our daily tarot reading. Today's intention is light and love. So today, to start out the week, I'm really wanting to focus on vibrancy and how that connects with how I love, how I respond to love. How do light and love connect for me? I want us to really start out the week with that intention. So let's see how the tarot guides us with that. So I start my shuffle as usual, and I am trying to imbue the deck with the sense of light and love. So I'm thinking about, as I'm shuffling, I'm thinking about my heart kind of giving out light through my hands into the deck and giving it that directionality. I really want to shine with love and intention as I shuffle. I also want to center myself, so I'm going to take some deep breaths for a bit. Do that with me while I finish off. Okay, so now that I've brought the deck from chaos into wholeness, I'm ready to draw my first card. And we're doing the thinking, feeling, doing spread, as usual, for our dailies. And the card that I draw in the thinking position is the Page of Wands reversed. The Page of Wands reversed in thinking shows me that not only is complexity on our brains, our thoughts are probably going to be really complex today, but that potentially that may be difficult to deal with. There's this sense that with the Page of Wands reversed, that we may be complexities, or maybe just complicated thoughts in general, may be getting in our way of just truly enjoying thinking today. So truly engaging with light and love. It's wands, so I think engaging with that like internal fire, I think is kind of maybe clouded a little bit by complexity today. So even if the intention is light and love, I think right from the start we're seeing that there may be some complication. But let's see what the rest of the cards say to see maybe what that could be, or maybe hopefully something to balance that out. Okay, so the second card that I draw is in the feeling position. And that card is the Eight of Wands. Okay, so the Eight of Wands in feeling is pretty interesting. Again, it's another Wands card. So there's definitely this sense that passion and like drive may be a part of our light and love journey today. But similar to the Page, there is this sense with the Eight of Wands that either we are going to be moving too quickly, potentially the complexity in our thoughts, maybe because our minds are racing. Well, with the 8 in feeling, it could also be that emotions kind of are coming at a rapid clip. So maybe we're feeling maybe moody or something today. But with the 8, there's also this sense that there is a directionality, maybe rapid, but a directionality towards some kind of conclusion. Some kind of, not conclusion, but some kind of groundedness. The idea that maybe this complexity is going to find its way into something more rooted, but maybe we'll approach that too rapidly. Maybe our emotions will be swinging, and that may make things complex for us. Maybe our just complex thoughts are getting in the way of kind of balancing our emotions. But with the kind of moving, there's this sense that it is headed towards something grounding. So I think it's complexity of thought is maybe creating some complexity of emotion. But it's all kind of maybe feeling a little fast, potentially. But still a sense that we're moving towards something. Hopefully the rest of the spread will show us how we can engage with light and love, or how we can be guided by that. Let's check out the doing position. Okay, so in doing, the card that I draw is the 5 of Swords. There is nothing about light or love in the 5 of Swords. It's just how it is. It's a very difficult card, and it's a difficult card to get in doing. I'm almost grateful that my intention was light and love, because hopefully there's something in the 5 of Swords appearing here that can help me avoid what this card stands for, or potentially help me recover from what this card could potentially stand for. So without beating around the bush, the 5 of Swords is tough. It definitely represents defeat, potentially humiliating defeat, potentially a defeat that's kind of rooted in shame. Shame maybe from within, maybe this sense of regret, but definitely that feeling. There could also be, though, almost on the flip side, kind of, the idea that the 5 of Swords here could represent this idea of winning at all costs. This idea that even if we are victorious today, that there was something that victory cost us, or potentially someone else, that is difficult for both parties, even if it's a victory. So again, we are not going to get bogged down by this because our attention today is light and love, and I insist on that. I think let's go back to the page here, because I think the page reversed is saying we're going to have complex thoughts. So maybe the defeat in the 5 is about some kind of thought process. Maybe it's a failing of some of those complexities. I also was talking about how the 8 of Wands was kind of directionality. There's a directionality to the 8 that is kind of heading towards some kind of grounded intention. That there's this sense of directionality towards something grounded, and maybe that directionality is towards something that is not going to be successful. But that's okay, because maybe it's one of those complex thoughts that kind of needs to go away. Maybe it's just this sense too that maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's saying that if we don't clear up complex thoughts and just focus on our passionate desire for something new, desire to begin the week strong, maybe the 8 of Wands is showing that that if we can control this moodiness, if we can kind of even that out and not really head towards some kind of conclusion, but kind of straighten out that line. So instead of trying to get rooted in something, try to kind of just keep going. Maybe there's something there that maybe if we rush too quickly into some kind of conclusion today, if we aren't able to balance and end up stumbling into some kind of conclusion or something like that, that maybe there's a sense of defeat within that if we don't do those things, if we don't respond, if we don't clear our heads, if we don't slow down a little bit, if we don't imbue light and love fully into our day today, maybe we are headed towards some kind of defeat. And maybe it's some kind of self-defeating thing. Maybe it's this idea that if we don't give ourselves love, if we don't help ourselves shine, embrace light, then there is a chance that we'll be guided with the wrong intentions. And maybe the wrong intentions will lead us to some kind of defeat or causing some kind of defeat for someone. Without getting too negative or staying in that place, I really want to check out the Lenormand to see what the Lenormand has to offer. Because if it is necessary to embrace light and love, how do we do that? If it is necessary to kind of not head towards some kind of completion, but stay in this kind of uncomplex, slowed down kind of vibe, especially at the beginning of the week, what can we do that way? Let's check out the Lenormand pair to see. Okay. So as I'm shuffling, especially after that tarot drawing, I really, really want to bring us back to our intention of light and love. I want to go back to that place in my heart that I was casting out all of that light and all of that positive energy. This time I really am going to focus on positive energy as much as I can to imbue the Lenormand deck, imbue the shuffle with love. I really need some guidance after that doing position 5 of swords. So let's go ahead and do that together for a couple moments while I finish shuffling and we all embrace love and light once again. Okay, so I've brought the deck from chaos back into wholeness. It's full of love again. It's lit up from the inside, and I'm ready to draw the first card in my pair. And the card that I draw first is the Man. This could represent you if you identify as male. It could represent a male figure in your life. Someone who identifies as male or who exudes masculine archetypes. Or I said it could be you if you identify as male. It could also be just the masculine part of you too. Either way, there's this sense that we are dealing with masculine archetypes and that somehow masculine archetypes will have something to do with how we imbue light and love in our day. So let's instantly go to the second card to see how we can inform the Man. So the card that I draw in the second position in my pair is the Mice. Okay, light and love might be tough to come by today. Let's be real. Light and love might be tough to come by. The Mice, that card is, again, really tough. It's decay. It's worry. It's fear. It's tough. How does that inform the Man? Well, it could potentially imply that that masculine archetypes are full of some tough stuff today. That maybe being guided by our masculine side, maybe being guided or influenced by masculine figures in your life, maybe inside of ourselves if we identify as male, maybe there's some kind of nagging thing happening to us, where we sense something even if we're trying to engage in light and love. Either way here, I don't think this is calling for a full embrace of masculine archetypes. I definitely think that we have to always, though, come back to the Lenormand as an action pair. So we could go on and on forever about like, oh, but which one is this? What option is this? And that'll really depend on you. how masculine archetypes affect your day or your life. If you identify as male, what that is for you. If it's a male presenting figure in your life, who that is and what they're bringing to your life. I think investigating that is important today. And I think maybe the action here is saying, analyze that side of you. Think about your engagements with those kinds of people and check if they're on your side. Check if you have a nagging feeling about someone who exudes masculine archetypes in your life, or yourself if you do. If you have a nagging feeling about that, really, really lock into that today. In fact, maybe the idea is that you need to shine a light on that and decide how much love you bring to that. And decide what you do about that today. Maybe that's part of it. I think, let's bring it all back. I think we need to bring it all back. We need to start from the beginning. So in the beginning is our intention, light and love. That is the intention. No matter what these cards say, we have to listen to them. We do this for a reason. These are very important. But we have to remember that the only way to understand what they mean, what we're being told, is to go back to your intention. That's why intentions are so important. So light and love. We have the Page of Wands is saying complex thoughts. The Eight of Wands is saying there may be some moodiness, some rapid movement, possibly towards some grounding. The Five of Swords was saying in that grounding there may be defeat. Either you cause defeat or you experience defeat. And not a great one either. The Lenormand is saying check the men in your life. Check yourself if you're male. There's something there too. So how does this all apply to light and love? I think it comes back to self-trust. I think all of this stuff is showing me that we need to trust ourselves. Sometimes it's all we've got. But it's also calling for a slowing down. If we get too wrapped up in complex thoughts, if we try to rush into things, there may be defeat there. If we don't trust ourselves and start trusting other people, or we only trust one side of ourselves and don't look at the other, maybe this is calling for a feminine balance here, even that kind of idea. I think the idea overall, though, is that to embrace light and love, to experience those things, today in particular, hopefully the rest of the week has a little more clarity, but today in particular, we have to slow down and trust ourselves. And maybe make sure that the men in your life, or the people who identify as male in your life, any masculine archetypes in your life, make sure that you listen to your gut on what they're bringing to you. I think maybe that's the key takeaway too. Balance, slow down, check masculine archetypes. Maybe we'll find light and love somewhere in there. But for now, let's hold on, self-trust. I'll see you tomorrow.